Technology that never ceases to evolve. Style and luxury that never cease to delight. Features that never cease to amuse. Power that never ceases to fascinate. Tata Aria never ceases to amaze. Tata Aria has got the aesthetics of an international dream car, as well as the distinguishing traits of a high-end luxury sedan. No wonder then that it's the preferred car of so many Indian customers. Let's hear from them. What is it that they love about their Tata Aria?
What I really enjoy about the car are stuff like, the reverse camera. Now I don't have to look back. Is the most comfortable thing for me. What I do is just put my car in reverse and the camera automatically comes on. Whenever I get phone calls, I can actually stop the car without actually picking up the phone, connected through Bluetooth, and basically take on my phone calls as well. Especially when I'm going a little out of Bombay or even within Bombay sometimes and you don't know the roads, the navigation system also works wonderfully for me.
This car is really features packed. Some of the good features which I extensively use is the 4x4, which is available at the click of a switch, which is not even there in the Fortuner. Then there is this chiller glow box used for the long drives. There is the reverse camera, which makes parking absolutely easy and comfortable, and the audio controls and the cruise controls on the steering wheel.
Three of the features that I like best about the Tata Aria are the light sensing headlights, and the rain sensing wiper, and this remote lock. It locks only after we drive for about 10 or 15 seconds.
गाड़ी में जो फीचर्स है जो नए उसके हिसाब से तो ड्राइवर के लिए आई थिंक देयर शुड बी अ स्पेशल ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम फॉर दैट.
I actually feel very comfortable driving the car Aria in the city traffic. I have a second car, which is an S-Team, and logic would tell you that the S-Team would be more drivable or more easier to drive in very heavy traffic or where you're required to move very slowly. But somehow it seems like the Aria is better. At least that's how I feel. It's very comfortable driving it in the city because of its maneuverability, because of the response that it gives. So on short trips around the house, I tend to take the Aria rather than the other car.
इसके ड्राइविंग फीचर्स में जब हम गाड़ी चलाते हैं तो सिटी में मेरी कम से मैक्सिमम गाड़ी है 90 से 100 किलोमीटर डेली चलती है. तो हमें तो अभी कभी समस्या आई नहीं सिटी के अंदर. भीड़ वाले एरिया है, कई बार लगता है इतनी बड़ी गाड़ी है कैसे कटेगी, इतनी लंबी निकलेगी, मगर इसकी अपने स्टीयरिंग बहुत कंफर्टेबल है और इसका जो कटिंग पॉइंट है बहुत ही ज़्यादा है, जिससे हमें काटने में आसानी होती है. हम कहीं से भी गाड़ी आराम से निकाल सकते हैं. We went to Nanded, the entire family, my wife and my parents. 700 odd kilometers, and really a long drive. My driver was with me because my dad said that it's a long drive, take your driver along. But when I took the driver along, I realized I didn't want him to drive anymore. So the entire ride, actually going and coming, my driver is in the third row and I was driving. And when I tell this to my friends, they said, "What happened to you? Have you gone mad that you really want to drive the car for so long and you've taken the driver and he's sitting on the back seat?" I just loved it. रेड लाइट्स पे हम खड़े होते हैं, कई बार रेड लाइट पे खड़े होते हैं तो साथ में इनोवा वाला आ रहा है या कोई दूसरी गाड़ी का नॉक करता है दरवाजा. कई बार मैक्सिमम हमारे साथ ऐसा हुआ है. कितनी एवरेज है, कौन सा गाड़ी है, कितने का है, ये हमसे पूछते हैं. हम तो परेशान हो गए उनको बता के. और एक बार तो मैं पंप पे गया था, पीछे मेरी BMW आई थी खड़ी, BMW आई, उसमें से अफसर का आदमी निकला, उसने नॉक करा कह रहा वो परफॉर्मेंस कैसी है इसकी, क्या कॉस्ट है, इंटीरियर देखने के लिए उसने रिक्वेस्ट करा, मैंने देखी है उसको, मैंने पूरा इंटीरियर दिखाया, कह रहा गुड वे लुक। बाहर से इसके लुक तो बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त है, देखने में मतलब जो देखता देखते रह जाता है इसको।
When my parents come here from the US, they ride in this car and they have found that it is of international standards. They constantly tell me that they have ridden SUVs in the US and this is as good or even better than some of the well-known brands of SUVs that they have been in.
I was going down the flyover and going at a decent speed around 60, and my wife was sitting here. She was in the 8th month of pregnancy, and suddenly there was a guy who was going on a cycle on that side of the road. He decided to just switch the side. He wanted to go to this side without looking back. So we just got, my wife just screamed, and I just applied the brakes, and I was equally scared that she might bang her tummy here, so that it can hurt my baby. But when everything happens, I just applied the brakes, and then the car was so stable, it never went out of my control. It just stopped. I felt it very safe and very, very secure in the car.
We went recently to Guruvayur in Kerala, which is about 540 odd kilometers, and we took about 10 hours to reach there. And subsequent to reaching there, everybody was very fresh, the whole family. So I think Aria's got a very good stability, and hence does not contribute to any of your body parts shaking or rattling too much on a long drive.
Typically, twice a year I take a very long trip, something like 600 kilometers. And I drive this vehicle all on my own. I've driven as much as 6 hours whenever I've driven on the Aria, and some of the roads are pretty bad. But with the Aria and the kind of suspension that it has, we don't feel the bumps at all. And along with the air conditioning and the comfort, it makes riding a luxury.
One of the features when I step into the Aria over here is, of course, this seat adjustability on the driver's seat. I'm able to actually lift myself up or push myself down, which is an extremely useful feature because, when I sit in the car, it's fine for my height, but my wife, she's shorter than me. So when she sits in, she needs to lift herself up because then only she can see out, otherwise she's struggling. When you do move the seats around, the other thing which is helpful is the steering wheel adjustment. I mean, you can actually push the steering wheel up or down to your level of comfort.
With a wide family, large family in the US, what I basically needed was a 7-seater car with lots of space for luggage which comes in whenever they come from the US. That was one of the main reasons that I was looking for an SUV, and the Tata Aria is what I bought.
When I compared it with the Yeti is more like a sedan. It has the engine of a sedan and it's a 5-seater. Whereas I always wanted a car which was more like an SUV or a crossover like Aria. So that's why the Yeti was ruled out. The Endeavour was prohibitive on pricing, though it's a good car, and I found that to be a bit longish also. The Fortuner, unfortunately, I didn't get a comfortable feeling, and the rear seats, it made me feel as if I'm sitting on a bench. So that's why it was ruled out.
After I bought the car, after a few months, the XUV 500 launched. So much hype around the car, people talking about the bookings and so on and so forth. I said it's time to go and check it out. Things that I really liked about the XUV 500 was the exterior looks, but that's about it. When I went inside the car, one, I didn't think there was enough space. Then space was a critical thing for me when I bought the car, and XUV 500, according to me, didn't have the space. Secondly, when you were sitting in the driver's seat and you looked at the quality of plastic around, I think it was really, really cheap and compared to what we have in the Aria.
The smiles on the faces of Tata Aria owners are proof of the fact that it never ceases to please them with its features. And when it comes to style, all the Tata Aria owners have one thing in common: immense pride. The pride to own a car that they always dreamt of.